Welcome. My name is Jay. I'm the creator of the English with Jay project and the Essential English course. And you're listening to episode 8 of my weekly Essential English podcast. This week, we will discuss a short piece of news. It was written in the form of an essay by Vox, the same media company that makes the Today Explained podcast, which we mentioned in episode 2. This piece of news was about Google, Amazon, and Microsoft, three of the biggest and richest companies in human history, and their interesting relationship with energy sources. Let's start with Google. In 2019, Google posted a video in which Kate Brand, one of their top managers, talked about how urgent it is to do something about climate change in the next 10 years. The word urgent means something that's very important and cannot wait, or in Bulgarian, special. Kate Brand, by the way, used to be the main expert on the environment in Barack Obama's administration. The simple fact that such a big name in the field now works for Google shows how seriously the company takes energy. And this is logical, as Google, with all of its servers, is a major consumer of energy. What's more, Kate Brand claims that her job at Google is to reduce or even eliminate the company's dependence on fossil fuels. If you are not familiar with the word fossil fuel, don't worry, I'll explain. Fossil fuels are those energy sources that come from the ground. Number 1, oil, the thing we use to make diesel and gasoline. Number 2, natural gas, the thing we put in our cars to make them cheaper to drive. And number 3, coal, the little black stones that we put in the fire to make it burn longer. Fossil fuels are cheaper than the energy that comes from the sun, from water, and from wind. Unfortunately, they are all bad for the environment. But back to Google. Google say they want to stop using fossil fuels and move completely to renewable sources of energy. So far, so good. In fact, in the short period between 2012 and 2017, Google have gone from 34% to 100% of the energy for their servers coming from renewable sources. They've even managed to reduce their total energy use with the help of artificial intelligence. It turns out machines can make such systems much more efficient than humans can. What's interesting, however, is that some AI can be used to make other businesses more efficient, like the business of finding oil, gas, and coal. This is one of the richest industries in the world, and they are more than ready to pay a lot of money to companies like Google to help them make more money themselves. In 2018, the fossil fuel industry invested almost $2 billion in AI development. That's the reason Google is playing a double game. At the same time they are making their company greener, Google has created a special fossil fuels division that is working closely with the energy industry. Google and Toto, one of the world's biggest oil companies, recently signed a deal to develop artificial intelligence that will help Toto discover and produce oil and gas more efficiently. In fact, Google is not alone. Microsoft and Amazon are also working closely with the fossil fuel industry. Ever since the 1950s, people have thought that we will soon run out of fossil fuels and we will have to turn to renewable sources of energy. But instead, oil companies have kept finding new ways to discover oil and turn it into petroleum. This is exactly what Google, Microsoft, and Amazon are helping them with. This makes me and many other people worried. Because, let's say it, as much as we love the environment, our world is driven by money. While fossil fuels are cheaper, we're going to use them instead of sunlight or water. This is not good news for our planet. To use fossil fuels, we pay a price. And that price is called climate change. Our temperatures are rising, the ocean levels are going up. If we keep burning fossil fuels, the Earth can get up to 9 degrees warmer, and whole countries like the Netherlands can end up underwater. Currently, the world counts on fossil fuels for 85% of its energy needs. And as long as the energy sector pays billions to stay in business, tech companies like Google, Microsoft and Amazon will help them. They just want a piece of that pie. So, I hope that normal people like you and me can press tech companies to stop helping the industry that is harming nature. But enough for today. This was episode 8 of your weekly Essential English podcast. If you want to improve your English, don't forget to listen to it at least 2 or 3 times, and use the transcription on the link below. There you will also find a link to the video by Vax. Until next week, Jay.